They lived on floating death traps, yet somehow never got sick. Here's the secret medieval Europe never figured out. 65 men, one wooden boat, 3 weeks at sea, no toilet, no drain, no soap, no shower, just salt spray, wet wool, and the relentless smell of men who haven't stopped rowing since dawn. The deck is barely wider than a pickup truck. Every man eats, sleeps, bleeds, and relieves himself within arm's reach of the next. By every law of modern medicine, this vessel should be a floating coffin. Cholera, dysentery, typhus, one contaminated hand, one shared water barrel, and the whole crew collapses within days. But here's the thing, they didn't get sick, not in any numbers that mattered. These men reached Iceland, they colonized Greenland, they touched North America 5 centuries before anyone else. And the real jaw-dropper? It's not what they did on the ship, it's what happened when you placed them next to the most advanced civilization of the medieval age. One that had surgeons, sanitation laws, and actual toilets, and watch that civilization lose millions. That's the question this video answers. And once you see the system, you'll never look at your daily habits the same way again. Let's start with the math on that longship. The Hedeby vessel, 30 meters long, 2.7 meters wide. That's roughly 2 men per meter of deck space, 60 oarsmen working in shifts, sleeping between the rowing benches, eating cold provisions while the North Sea soaks through their cloaks. No sick berth, no latrine, no waste chute, nothing. When storms hit, there was no going below, there was no deck below. Hands soaked with seawater gripped the same oars minutes apart. Food passed between fingers that hadn't touched fresh water in days. Men pressed together for warmth, breathing the same damp, salty air in a space tighter than a modern prison cell. Anyone who's ever been on a small vessel in rough conditions knows exactly what this means. You know how fast things go wrong when one person gets sick in tight quarters. It moves through a crew like fire through dry timber. And yet, decade after decade, Viking fleets launched, raided, traded, and came home. No mass die-offs, no fleet finishing epidemics. Operational readiness maintained across 3 centuries of maritime dominance. Medieval fleets, with enclosed decks and actual infrastructure, bred disease. Viking longships, with zero infrastructure, didn't. Same ocean, same bacteria, completely different results. Before we break down the system, you need to know what you've been sold. Hollywood gave you the image. Filthy, blood-smeared raiders with matted hair and rotting teeth. Men who looked like they'd never seen water in their lives. The archaeological record tells a different story. An Arab diplomat who traveled through Norse trading territory along the Volga River in the early 900s documented something that clearly caught him off guard. These northerners washed every single day. Every single day. Passed a shared bowl of water from man to man each morning. 3 centuries later, an English chronicler wrote a complaint about Viking settlers in England. He noted they combed their hair daily, bathed every Saturday, and changed clothes regularly. His frustration had nothing to do with raiding or axe play. He was bothered because Viking hygiene was making them more attractive to English women. The graves confirm it. Across Scandinavia, Britain and Iceland, Viking burial sites consistently contained the same personal items: ornately carved bone combs, tweezers, small ear spoons made from antler, complete grooming kits buried alongside weapons and tools, as though personal cleanliness ranked equal to battle readiness. Now here's where it gets genuinely interesting. Archaeologists have excavated Viking vessels for over a century. The longship's freeboard, the gap between the waterline and the deck edge, was barely half a meter. Stand at the bow, hold the stem post, and the ocean is right there. Human waste went overboard immediately. No accumulation, no festering. Moving salt water diluted pathogens within seconds. The Viking ship was open, leaking, and continuously flushed by the ocean. The medieval ship was sealed, stagnant, and lethal. The word lagarder, washing day, is the Old Norse root of Saturday in modern Scandinavian languages. Every seventh day, without exception, Vikings bathed. Daily combing was equally non-negotiable. Those ornate bone combs found in graves weren't vanity items. They were medical tools. The bacterium responsible for epidemic typhus spreads through louse feces entering scratched skin. The Vikings didn't know germ theory. They didn't need to. The habit worked. The next time you wash your hands without thinking about it, consider this. 1,000 years ago, a man knelt beside a wooden basin on a river in northern Russia and did the exact same thing. He couldn't explain why it mattered. He just knew it kept his crew alive. That knowledge, quiet, habitual, carried in the hands, outlasted every empire that forgot it. Subscribe to Prepper's Survival Blueprint and Gardening Tricks, because the real survival skills aren't always the dramatic ones. Sometimes they're the daily ones.